It began in the early morning hours, June 28, 1969. The Stonewall Inn in Greenwich Village had long been an oasis, a safe haven for the LGBT community in New York. Earlier that night, the New York Police Department's Public Morals Squad had sent undercover officers into the establishment to gather evidence. At 1:20 a.m., a number of officers entered the establishment and declared, "We're taking the place." They began to line up the patrons of the establishment, but some of them refused to provide identification. So police then decided to actually arrest and bring to the police department all 200 plus patrons. In the process, some of the patrons were inappropriately touched, punched, kicked, and otherwise forcefully handled. A crowd began to gather outside, and rumors began to spread that patrons were being beaten, so this crowd grew increasingly hostile. Eventually, the crowd began throwing pennies and beer bottles. As one woman resisted the police, she was beat on the head with a baton and shouted at the crowd as she was being thrown into the back of a police van, shouted, "Why don't y'all do something?" Soon a construction site was discovered nearby with a stack of bricks. Things continued to escalate, and another riot broke out the following night. These events have come to be known as the Stonewall Riots, the Stonewall Uprising, or simply Stonewall. We take time to remember this event each June because it became the inciting incident of the modern gay rights movement. It emboldened the community to begin to speak out, to make themselves known, and to fight for the rights that they've been fighting for the past 50 years.